things off with us as we talked Cavaliers and the trade for Timofey Mozgov and the reboot, if you will, of the Cavaliers championship attempt and where that's going to be heading for the second half of the season. We'll see. It gets started tomorrow with a 5-game road trip. Westy coming up here on the West Coast, and Golden State, Cleveland. It's an ESPN game. We'll preview it tomorrow, but Mozgov should join the guys there to start things off. LeBron a week from tomorrow with L.A. on the back end of the trip, Clippers game. That should be the target game for him to get back, but I'll be interested in seeing the new-look Cavaliers in their transition anyway. New-look Cavaliers tomorrow. We'll preview it against Golden State. But thanks to Eddy Jansen for joining us as well, talking about all of that going on with the Cavs. Looking ahead to tomorrow's show, the BSK, Kendall Lewis is with us tomorrow. He texted me during the show and said, man, I'm in. Not only is he talking Browns with the latest, he's talking Buckeyes as he's fired up for Monday in the national championship game. And he said, I want in on some Cavaliers talk too, J-Rock. I said, you got it, BSK. So Kendall Lewis will be here tomorrow talking about the gamut of sports heading into this weekend. Jonathan Knight tentatively scheduled to be with us. Hopefully JK's in the house. Sports writer extraordinaire. Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com, as usual, here on a Friday doing the playoff preview thing. And we'll talk to him a bit about the latest with the Browns too, as whatever's gone on this week. Whatever. What else you want me to say about it other than whatever's gone on with the Browns this week? We'll do some playoff previews for the final 4 games here as we set up for the final 4 teams coming out of that. And we'll get some previews with Jeff Gorman heading into the divisional round of the playoffs and so much more. All of that coming your way tomorrow live right here on the Sports Fix. Can't wait. Tonight coming your way, as I said, jokingly, CSU's giving out ice scrapers tonight to the first 250 people that show up to the Vikings game. And you guys know there is no bigger CSU Vikings rooter in Cleveland than me, but they may have ice scrapers left over. I'm just saying, I don't see a very big crowd tonight. It is 2 degrees outside. That being said, there's not a lot of snow, not any of that stuff, at least in the general downtown vicinity. So if you're looking for a place to warm up, go to the Wolstein Center tonight because the Vikings are back in action. 7:30 tip-off. Oakland comes to the Wolstein Center as the Vikings look to improve upon their 2-0 start in the Horizon League. They're 8-8 for the season, won their first 2 Horizon League games last week. They beat Milwaukee 84-57. They beat UIC last Sunday 74-69. Oakland's coming in 5-10 on the season. They're definitely a team on the bottom of the conference looking to work their way up. They are 1-0, however, to start league play, as Oakland and the Golden Grizzlies, as they're called, won their first Horizon League game over Valpo back on Friday, 89-75. As I said, first 250 fans that show up for Hoopy Hour tonight get the free CSU ice scraper. Vikings have never lost to Oakland. They are 5-0 lifetime against the Golden Grizzlies, 3-0 at home. Last year, these two teams met right around this same date. Vikings with a 7-point victory. Vikes, as I said, 8-8 on the season, coming off of a hot victory over UIC. They shot 59% from the field, including 75% in the first half. Anton Grady had a double-double, the 11th of his career. 18 points, 11 boards. Charlie Lee had 18 points, but he piled 16 of them on in the second half of that game. And CSU with a season-high 10 block shots, 4 by Marlon Mason. Something I wanted to notice, too, CSU sent out the latest statistical breakdowns for the Vikings, and Vikings are nationally ranked in a lot of categories, both as a team and a couple of individuals, too, for the entire country. Cleveland State is 13th in the nation in total steals, 25th in the nation in three-pointers made. As we know, last year they were near the top in three-point percentage. They're 31st this year in three-point percentage, and as well, they are top 30 in the league, in the entire NCAA in turnover margin, +3, and steals per game, averaging nearly 9 steals a game. So the Vikings are playing some good ball, even though only playing .500 ball in the record book. And individually, Trey Lewis is 9th in the country in three-pointers. He's nailed 49. He's 16th in the country in three-point percentage at a hair over 47%, and Trey Lewis is 22nd in the nation in total points and 62nd in scoring average per game at 17.5. Also, Andre Yates is in the top 75 in the country in steals, but Trey Lewis is having himself a good individual season for the CSU Vikings. Speaking of those threes, as we talk about those weird stats they love to send you as a team, Vikings have now made a three-pointer in 517 straight games. They keep this stat. Last time Vikes didn't make a three, February 21st of 1998. So we'll talk about that Vikings game tomorrow. As I said, we've got Jonathan Knight and the BSK and Jeff Gorman and you, and we're doing the Sports Fix thing. Heading into the weekend, we'll preview some Cavaliers heading out to the West Coast, the debut of Mozgov. We'll talk more about the Browns. We'll talk about the Vikings and their game tonight. And, of course, talk a little Buckeyes as we get into the final weekend before the national championship game coming up on Monday. A lot of things to do tomorrow, so I guess the only thing left to do is to wish you adieu. Stay warm and wherever you're at, if you're heading out to the game or some game somewhere or whatever you're doing, be careful out there. It's cold. Some places it's cold and nasty outside, and that's just a double bad combination. Stay warm so you can come back tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Live at noon, right here on the Sports Fix, across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Hey, I forgot. Don't want to shortchange Doug Plagans, the radio and TV announcer for the Lake Erie Monsters. Doug Plagans as well is going to join us tomorrow to get you all set for a weekend of Monsters hockey action, too. So the fun just never ends here on a Friday edition of the Sports Fix. BSK in the house, Doug Plagans, Jeff Gorman, Jonathan Knight. Let's do it tomorrow, live, noon, right here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. We love you, Cleveland, and wherever you are. We'll see you tomorrow, right here on The Fix.
This the home of King James. We are not the empire, but this is where the kings play. Cleveland, we rep our city. Blue lights separate the ground from the gritty. We're sick with it. Hood class cover any city that we visit. When you're from Cleveland, survivals are must on these streets. We hustle, don't sleep out here in Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland. Okay, now here we go. Welcome to the